occupation, no one in or out, no food, no anything like that, and they waited 2 days. Well, the town shut down, and they want to bring the kid back home from the hospital to have a traditional Arab funeral, and they're carrying him on their shoulders from Ramallah, so they're going from Ramallah back to the town. It's about an 8-mile walk, and they have him on their shoulders. They get into their town, and they say, this funeral, it's a public demonstration, so tear gas, and they start tear gassing people. And the kid, one of the pallbearers of Ahmed Musa, his name is Yusuf Amir. He gets shot at point blank range in the side of the head with a rubber bullet, and he died 2 days later from brain hemorrhages. Really quick, I want to see if I have my rubber bullets with me by any chance. I used to be a substitute teacher, and I would bring them into school and show them. I don't have them. Roughly though, what do they weigh? There's two kinds. They're about that big. They look like half a wine cork, and they're solid rubber. And those edges, I saw a girl get shot. It entered her hip. One of my friends got shot 4 times, right here, and right here. And he showed me the video of his doctor taking them out of his skin, and he had his jeans behind the bullet. And so they're pulling to pull it out, and they pull little pieces of the jeans. Like, it's non-lethal. It's less than lethal. It's not non-lethal. It's less than lethal. So a day after Ahmed Musa dies, then Yusuf Amir is 17, he dies too. They shut down the town double time. Nobody in or out, and everyone hears about this. People like me can't get in now, and we can't even, can't bring food, can't see if other people have been hurt or whatnot. And so that changed things for the rest of the summer, and we got pretty interested in a lot of attention with. Yes, go ahead.
Are they rubber bullets or are they rubber-coated metal bullets?
There's two kinds. The rubber bullets are pushed onto an M16 round, or M16 rifle, and the rifle shoots hollow, or M16 rounds without the actual bullet point in there. So it's just the gunpowder of an M16 round, and it shoots out just like an old military musket. They have a second kind that are little, they're like marbles, like metal marbles that have not rubber but plastic around the side, and those are really hard. But luckily they shoot those at like maybe 10 at a time without like a shotgun kind of blast. They have individual. I don't know if anyone here has played James Bond Nintendo 64. Remember the grenade launcher and 64? They have like the 6-caliber ones. It looks really beefy. Those are the primary tear gas launchers, and they use those oftentimes as rifles in themselves, and they shoot you with a bullet that's about that big. Very, very male, very macho of me. I wanted to get shot. I wanted to see how bad it hurt. I wanted to also too feel like I gave something to the cause. When I got shot, it wasn't that cool. I got shot with one of those things in the back, and they use them. They look at you and they shoot them, so you get hit. And then if you fall over, which you usually do, then you get tear gassed and they pull you away. They're very, very effective. They also have one that's mounted on top of a Jeep that shoots like 18 at once, and it covers a square mile in about like 30 seconds with tear gas, and so everybody, there's blankets. They have all kinds of weird technology. They're supposed to have a defecation ray, which is just total Orwellian stuff. It's like this big sonic thing that they shoot at the crowd and makes them shit your pants. We'll get to that later. So anyways, so we get really excited, and we're like, dude, this thing's, they're gonna have a prayer. They have a prayer march for the kids. Very, very few internationals come. They're not asked to come. There's only like people that have been involved and the Palestinians felt comfortable with. The women and children did not come that day, and we fought for maybe about 7 or 8 hours. All the Palestinians and internationals, completely non-lethal weapons. The other side was scared to shoot anybody, so they just used rubber bullets, and it was like a Civil War battlefield. And we wanted to make sure that this wall did not stand. And so we started fighting, and they come up, and that was the first time when I was there, they started entering the village. And in between all these little houses, it's maybe about it's about the size of IV, maybe about half the size of IV. And it turns into people throwing rocks off a roof. All the women were very involved in dropping water and reporting where the soldiers were. And this is completely non-lethal on the Palestinian side. They're throwing rocks. That's about as activist as it gets for them. No Molotov cocktails, nothing like that. And so those battles, about 3-4 weeks, that's what it was like. And kids continued to get hurt and shot. I still get email reports back from one of the the medical agencies that reports on all the stuff, and it was really weird. If that's your thing, they need people to do that. More importantly, they need white people to be there. It sounds really weird, but if Muhammad, having darker skin than I do, he's out there and they're shooting at Palestinians, especially too if there's Palestinian kids, having a white person there and being like, hey, I'm here, I have a camera. They don't know if you work for the UN, they don't know if you work for New York Times, and so I've many times was able to see my skin be a tool in stopping non-lethal bullets and whatnot. If that's your thing, if you like running around those kind of venture stuff, like they need that kind of stuff. They need people working in human rights firms. They need people, running around with a medical bag. Actually, I found a dumpster gas mask when I was there. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But I had a gas mask and I was able to get a lot of kids out of these situations. It's really hard to tell a 15-year-old kid when soldiers are invading his town, it's a bad idea to throw rocks, but then these kids get really hurt, so I was on I would help get kids out. I would also pick up the tear gas canister and get them out of houses and things like that. And it was a very mostly nonviolent way to be a immediate hand, and I was very happy that I had to fulfill that role. Eventually, it got out of control with the way that the second boy was killed. You saw from here. Remember, these are kids fighting kids. This is a pecking contest between two 17-year-old, or a 17-year-old and 19-year-old. So they have a little Jeep. I saw this many times. This is how the second boy was killed. These guys, 4 19, 20-year-old Israeli soldiers, they drive into the town, they do a big burnout, and while they do burnout, they have little holes in the back of the Jeep that they shoot out of, and then they run away. They, piss in their cafeteria food that they get, and they throw that out. Like, these are just kids on both sides being kids, and it was really sad to see the unprofessionalism of the IDF was just staggering to me. I know some of us have friends that have served in the IDF. It's not all bad, but these border guys are it's just very odd, very disturbing. Okay, so let's not focus on that too much.